So a couple of days ago, I posted this video, and some of the comments has truly made my day. I mean, some of the most bigoted and backwards thinking anti-trekkers I've come across showed up to my comment section. Jesus Christ. And uh, not that many views, but a couple of comments. And as you can see, the likes versus dislikes is roughly half. It's just incredible. So what I did in the video was point out that you can't really uh, be mad at Star Trek for being progressive, because Star Trek has always been progressive from the very beginning. And but what you can be upset about is poor writing. Extremely stupid plot lines, like you know surrounding the entirety of the Federation in a minefield. How do you, that's like a quarter of the goddamn galaxy that you've cut off from the rest of space with mine. Oh, it's just anyway. So you can complain about all you want, because that's just goddamn stupid. But you can't complain about Star Trek being progressive, because it's been progressive from the very start. So having a gay Klingon wearing a skirt, it's it's a nothing burger, right? And the only people who get upset about it are bigoted assholes. And I'm going to introduce you to one of those jolly people right now. So take a look at this guy. Um, Star Trek always tackled social issues right on, but it posed them as big ideas and asked questions. It let the audience decide, instead of telling them what to think and presenting a universe in such a way, and you have to accept it. What? What? It asked questions. They put a black woman as an officer on the bridge, a woman on the bridge, right? Which was seen as ridiculous in the 60s, and then they made her black. Sacrilege in the 60s, right? Extremely progressive. That wasn't, oh, big ideas and asking questions. They told you in the future, we are no longer racist. And we're no longer, well, Kirk is kind of misogynist. But the basic idea was that you can have women doing whatever men are doing, right? No big deal. That was the like the core of the message, especially black women. I mean, Uhura became a symbol for black girls. You just ask Whoopi Goldberg, for fuck's sake. I mean, this guy. So anyway, moving on. But you have to play within the rules, and then it goes on to the trans race, whatever. Yeah. And then that's their culture. And then it moves on to, you have to be physically fit to get into Starfleet in order to run, jump, escape, and have basic physical fitness. We shouldn't be seeing fat people on the show just because in 2026 we sympathize with them. And I'm overweight, so I aspire to be like that. Yeah, yeah, sure thing. Uh, I don't know what to say. Okay, and then this is, you can't just take a creator's vision and completely change it to fit your vision. What? The vision of Roddenberry was that humanity had moved on and created a utopian society where everyone was basically allowed to be who they were, right? We had overcome the bigotry of the past. And here is a guy who is the biggest bigot of them all. Like, oh, no. Shouldn't tell us what to do. And there shouldn't be these. We should, gatekeep fat people. We should gatekeep against gay people. Anyway, and said that no, there would not be gay Klingons. Why wouldn't there? Why? And the rules are that the Klingons represent the ultimate in testosterone. Is that the rule? According to who? He has said you can't take a creator's vision and completely change it to fit your vision. And then he makes up something out of the blue that is his own vision of the Klingons, that they represent the ultimate in testosterone. When in fact, they originally represented communism and the Soviet Union, and they were, and you had the Federation being the good guys with the United States and everything, and then the Klingons were evil communists that were threatening to invade everyone. Not really ultimate testosterone thing, but anyway, warriors with a nature that leans toward violence and conquest. In Trek, you have many races that represent different aspects of humanity: Ferengi greed, Betazoids empathy, Vulcans reason and logic. Klingons are the most testosterone-fueled race in Star Trek. Worf made a complaint in an episode that he hated the dress uniforms because, and I quote, they look like dresses. Okay, so that's one Klingon's opinion. And that's how Klingons are, period. Remember, you can't take a creator's vision and completely change it to fit your vision. So, and he's now, stating for a fact, he has nothing to do with the Trek. He has no influence on Trek. He has never had any say on what Klingons should be when they're represented on screen. But here he is telling us what they should be, even though he has nothing to do with it. So obviously he's not changing Klingons into his vision. Dumbass. You don't get to change the actual nature of a race in an established universe with rules, because the Klingons have not evolved from the 60s to the 70s to the 80s to the 90s and eventually into the 2000s. Absolutely not. And you have to work within those rules because, the Ferengi didn't change between their appearance in Next Generation and then how they evolved in Deep Space Nine. The Ferengi did not change at all whatsoever. Oh, so dumb. Anyway, and then he goes on, having a gay, effeminate Klingon. Effeminate? I don't know. Is that how you pronounce it? Klingon is, and this guy is not bigoted at all, not whatsoever. This Klingon is frankly weird and uncomfortable, and for many men who relate to the tough guy image of the Klingons, because that's not gay. Ooh, I like the strong, muscly man. Ooh. No, with the mustache. Yeah, so he likes the strong, manly guy with the mustache, because that's not gay. Remember, we're talking again about true diversity and the something for everyone nature of the show. So he wants true diversity and the something for everyone. So having one Klingon being gay is enough to ruin everything. You have 5 million of the Klingons that are your usual typical Klingons, and you have one Klingon that is gay, and it all breaks down for this guy, because that ruins true diversity. It's something for everyone. So if we want to have something for everyone, what if you have a gay Star Trek fan who would like to see, it would be cool to see a gay Klingon? Shouldn't that then be included if we want true diversity and have something for everyone? Dumbass. And then it goes on, it's an abomination and a big turnoff for heterosexuals who make up most of your audience. Turn off for heterosexuals? What are we talking about here? So many men who relate to the tough guy image of the Klingons it's an abomination and a big turnoff for heterosexuals. Yeah, I don't know. Seems like you have some closet issues, buddy boy. This is a non-issue, obviously. Having one character as a gay Klingon, who gives a flying fuck? These dudes do, for whatever reason. It's just weird. It's extremely weird, right? The show has so many issues, but this is the one they highlight and get stuck on. These bigoted assholes. I mean, it's like I commented to his response here, or his comment. I replied to his comment. When Kirk kissed Uhura back in the 60s, do you think that viewers found that weird, that you had a white protagonist kissing a black girl? How many in the 60s thought that was frankly weird and found it uncomfortable? And how many thought that was an abomination and a big turnoff? Today, we obviously think that those racist scumbags were wrong, and Star Trek helped society move past that point of thinking like that and moving on to what we have today. Right? So Star Trek played a role in that, a big, important role. And now you want to deny modern society to have the same chance? You want to so Whoopi Goldberg saw Uhura as a great inspiration, a black woman that had an important role to fill on a starship, right? And that character inspired Whoopi Goldberg and millions of other black girls around the globe. And now you want to deny, the same chance for, young adults who are struggling with their emotions, and now they can see, hey, we have a gay character on a Star Trek show that is, that is seen, that has a role to fill, that is an important character, and could very well be an inspiration to all these young adults. And you just want to rip that away because you feel that that is not part of Star Trek? Get the fuck out of here. Now, if you want to complain about anything, it is dumbass writing like this, like mining the entirety of space around the Federation is just mind-boggling stupid. Whoever came up with that fucking stupid idea. And yes, then how you portray characters, the way they act, and stuff like that, their plot lines, individual plot lines, yes, feel free to complain about those, character development and stuff like that. But the fact that you have minorities represented on Star Trek is not a big deal. It's been done over and over and over. Deep Space Nine made entire episodes about it. Next Generation made entire episodes about it. Right? It's part of Star Trek's DNA to have minorities represented and made seen on the show. A big deal about the later movies and also Next Generation was was political, making be peace between the Federation and the Klingons. That was a clear political statement that there could be peace between NATO and the Soviet Union, right? And yeah, the same thing with the original show where you had clear-cut episodes that attacked racism and stuff like that. It's always been there, and you've always had characters that represented the minorities and represented those ideals. Star Trek has always been political, has always been progressive from the very beginning, political and progressive. Now, but so you can't complain about Star Trek being political or progressive. You can, however, complain about dumbass plot lines like the one we see here where they mine a full quarter of the goddamn galaxy. That's just mind-bogglingly stupid. And stuff like that, right? So complain about things you should be complaining about. But if you complain about Star Trek being political and progressive, my God, you have missed the fucking point.